So when I look back, I see someone who resembles my mom. I'm like, my mom has never been here. What is she doing here? So I look again. Yeah, it's clearly her. So I step out. I go and I see, oh, for real, it's her.
Yeah.
Then akaniambia, by the way, and she's holding a paper bag. Where nimekuletea hizi nguo zako, because uko down ni kubaya, you can't come back. And why? Things are getting out of hand. A cyber, just go think, open a cyber, and on the side you're training people. Uko ni ocha, watu wana mambo move. This will work. I said, oh, this is a brilliant idea. I have 3 computers here and no job is coming through. So what do I do? So I said, that is something I'll put into advisement. So 2 weeks later, I traveled to Gatondo for the first time. I'd never been there. So I looked at the place and I loved the place.
He's so humble. He's one of the biggest sound supplier in Nakuru currently, and not only in Nakuru.
We've done enough events in Nairobi, Mombasa, Kakamega. We've done Samburu, we've done Maralal. We've been all over the space, and it's been an exciting journey with a lot of lessons to be learned, with a lot of wins, and the space is big. It's a multi, if I might put it, it's a multi-billion industry.
Ask and it will be given unto you. Seek and you shall find. Knock and the door will be open to you. The Bible never lies when it says this, and we shall find its truth in today's story. So welcome to our weekly dose of hope with me, Helen Mudhoni. Hi, thank you so much for being with us yet another week, and we have another guest here to continue giving you your weekly dose of hope. And none other than the guest who have here today is Bwana George. Bwana George,
yes.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you.
Tunashukuru. Sasa wewe, nimeona wewe matamuchi ni kama huna mengi, lakini najua utatupigia story because we must get hope.
Yes.
Na najua wewe ni mtu wa kutoka mbali sana. Mungu amekutoa mbali na ndio umefika hapa kuambia watu it is possible and it is doable.
Sure.
So ningependa uangalie ile kamera, uambie wewe ni nani, umetoka wapi, and then we can continue.
Hamjamboni nyote. Naitwa George Muturi. Mimi ni mzaliwa hapa Nakuru, pale chini Kaptembwa. Hapo ndio nili grow up na nafurahia. I grew up pretty just like any normal kid uko chini. And there was always something to look forward to. And we always felt there was more to life than what we could get to see every single day.
Yeah.
Yes, and that's basically me.
You're born in a family of how many?
And now I only have one big sister.
Okay.
And I'm the last born.
Oh.
Yeah.
What have you said for now?
I had 2 big brothers who passed on. Yes, but that's life, and yeah.
We must move on.
Yes.
Yeah, so umelelewa Nakuru all your life.
Yep.
But you're still looking for ways to improve Nakuru. Tutaongea hapo mbeleni what you're doing. But how was your childhood like?
Oh, my childhood. My childhood was an interesting one. As I said, I was born in the late 80s actually. And so I'm not yet 35, so bado mini youth.
When youth man.
And so I grew up basically in the 90s. Ndio nilianza kujijua, going to yetu tulikuwa tunaitanga nursery school. And
sahi ni play group.
Sahi I think they call play group na sijui ingine. So for me, what I can really remember, penye nilikuwa nasomea nursery school, nyumba ya kwanza, ya pili, ya tatu ndio ilikuwa shule, the rest wase walikuwa wanakaa. So that's the kind of nursery school I attended.
What?
Yeah, so baby class, middle, and I think top class I finished. Then nika join primary school, inaitwa Muslim primary school within our neighborhood, where again I studied for 8 years. Nikamaliza, then again still in Nakuru. I went to Langalanga High School. I'm an alumni of Langalanga High School, the best performing school in this side of the Rift Valley. Yeah, they really did perform well, and we're proud of them.
Yes.
So yeah, so after
wewe ulipita Ni kweli shule inafanya poa. Wewe ulifanya poa?
Yes, nitasema I did my best.
Okay.
That is what is important.
Yes.
And at least I had options to pick in terms of what I wanted to pursue.
Yes.
And I'm glad I did pursue what I wanted with the grades that I got. So yes.
So you were brought up by both parents?
Yes, both my parents, my mom and my dad. So they've been there the whole time. Because as I said, I'm the last born.
Yes.
So mimi sijai toka home, not even for a second. So I was there the whole time, and they were there. So yes, I left home when I was 22 years old for the first time.
Whoa!
Yeah,
Kwenda
so,
campus ama?
mine is a different one. We'll get to that point. It was not something planned, but again, things happen, life happened, and 2007, for those who can remember, you know what happened after the elections, and post-election violence happened. And I come from Kaptembwa, and we were very Kaptembwa then and still now is a very metropolitan, I would say, estate. Yeah. And now it's in what we call Nakuru West, Nakuru West sub-county, Nakuru West constituency. So we were all tribes. So hata ndio mimi najifunza Kikuyu saa hizi mother tongue, because there you could not speak mother tongue because we were all mixed up.
Yes.
So when post-election violence happened, then we were displaced.
Oh God.
And we didn't have a home.
How was it like? Like the day you guys were, you know, kicked out of the house, what was happening? What happened? Can you remember the day?
Yeah, I can remember pretty much how it happened.
Yes.
Because I cleared high school in 2006, December. So January I joined, enrolled for computer classes. I did January, February, all the way to April. Then I was super excited about the computers, and I thought this is what I want to pursue as a career.
Yes.
And I continued the college that I was studying, nikaendelea. So I went for an advanced certificate, which took me all the way to around October. And part of that curriculum required you go for a 3 months attachment. So in October I went for an attachment in another college, small college in town, a place called Guido Plaza. You can do data science. So I was attached there I was supposed to be there for 3 months, October, November and December.
Yes.
But again, mimi nilikuwa nashika vitu haraka haraka. So they told me January, if you're not going anywhere, because I was supposed to join campus now the other year. Mwaka yetu huko una join immediately. Yeah, so you had to stay 1 and a few months. So if you clear this year, you can't join next year. You join next year but one. Because of the queue that was there. So January I was not going anywhere. That is 2008. So now I was still in that place. So me, I'm teaching. I was training computers then in that place that I was attached. Then it was that space had a clear window, or rather had a clear wall, a glass wall. So when I look back, I see someone who resembles my mom. I'm like, my mom has never been here. What is she doing here? So I look again. Yeah, it's clearly her. So I step out. I go and I see, oh, for real, it's her. Then akaniambia, by the way, and she's holding a paper bag. Where nimekuletea hizi nguo zako, because uko down ni kubaya, you can't come back. And why? Things are getting out of hand, and you can't. You need to figure out from here where you're going, but you can't come back. That's why mimi nimekuletea. So for women, kidogo a bit lenient, and girls, there were no issue. So, but that's it. So I'm just there. I'm hardly 20 years old, and there I was.
With a paper bag?
With a paper bag.
Jua kwenye unaenda after here?
Not in a bad way though. So, but it was what was there. As in, that was the best thing that could happen.
Do save her son.
Yes. So, yeah. So, and so, well,
Sasa
I was
uende
there.
wapi?
You figure out. Life happens. You're almost 20 years old, so it's not that bad.
So it didn't shock you?
No, of course you'll be shocked, you're confused. Now I'm not going home, I've never been out of home, the way I've said. Me, I've been with my parents the whole time, staying at home. So
Life has happened.
this is it. So one of the gentlemen who used to own that place, so like I was talking to someone, and this was not normal, so he came to know what's happening. So he comes, I tell him, this is my mom, introduced, tell him what has happened, and he's like, okay, poleni sana. And for him, that was making sense, because he used to come from Joro, and he had been affected in 1997 clashes. So he could really relate with what was happening. So he's like, mom, ina shida, nta house for a few days, and as we figure out. So this was our thinking. 2, 3, 4, 5 days, 1 week, as it has happened before, everything goes back to
normal
again. Months turns, days turned into weeks, weeks turned into months, and years, and I never got to go back home ever again
until today.
That is never home again. So that is how that happened. Apparently then my parents is the economic activity was the rentals. Where we were staying is where we had a couple of rentals, and that was their main source of income. So there was no business. So if we are not there, then that was it. So like our whole life at that particular time. So my mom, my sister, and my nephew, who's now 20 years old, they moved to my aunt's place. My dad went to another aunt of mine, and me, I was staying with that, I would say, friend. And that is how life happened. So months, the whole of 2008. So I never got to stay again with my family. So fast forward, it got a time. When I was teaching that place, I was hustling really hard, supporting my family, because there was no income coming through. So that time the flash discs zilikuwa zimeingia. Hiyo time
soko, it's the new thing.
And the flash disc kulikuanga na 256, which was going for 1,000 bob, and there was 512. Mse alikuanga na flash disc ya 1 GB. Huyo ni cartel, huyo ni deep state, because anaeka nini kwa flash ya 1 GB jai. That time ilikuwa diskettes and CD. Mimi nikisoma computer I'm that old, tulikuwa tunatumia diskette ku save information. Ukiweka wa document moja imejaa. So uko na a pile of diskettes umeweka hivi. Then if not, you will do CDs, you write, and that was it. So anyway, so I used to teach there. During lunch time, I will carry my small bag and zunguka in Nakuru town. That's why I love Nakuru. Have a deep history with this town. And start going shops za computers, shops my bookshops. I will try sell to them. That was the area. That was the time even people will do a chain. Unaeka chain. Upper the accessories, the flash disc, the silver one. It was that cool back then.
It looked so cool.
Yeah, it looked so cool. Ulikuwa unakamse unajua kitu
technology.
So I did that, and I used to hustle a lot, and I made some small money, and could support myself
from selling these flash discs.
Flash discs. And that's how I survived. And memory cards, also memory cards, ndio simu za memory cards ilikuwa zimeanza kuja za 256 and the same. So that's how I survived the whole of 2008.
You're still staying with your colleague?
Yeah, I'm still staying with my colleague. I'm supporting kidogo, and I'm also trying to send something small at home. So it came around 2008, around June, as I was doing my hawking, I would say, in town, like hawking the flash disk. I saw a place. Ikona mse amepost like an advert. It was a college, and ilikuwa inaitwa Serene Education College. So I got interested, went, looked, and I saw where the college was in, was like situated. So I got interested. I saw like this is an opportunity. I can go look for work, because remember where I was not being paid per se. I will be given a token of appreciation, but again it was keeping me busy, and I was surviving on what I was making from selling flash discs, etc. And the other thing I was doing on the side, I was repairing computers. I really learned a lot.
You were hustling hard
when I was in that place. And I would repair people's computer, install antivirus, na vitu kama hizo, repair networks, etc. So I was just I was all over the space, trying to make a shilling to survive. So I went to that college here in town, and then nikaenda nikauliza mi nataka kazi ya kufundisha. I was very small. I was hardly 20 years old and tiny and short
And slim.
with a baby face and slim, of course. Vile maisha imenipiga, and I was there with my kabag. I said, my name is so and so. I'm here. I'm looking for a job opportunity.
Yeah.
So they said, which job opportunity are looking for you? I thought you should be looking for a course to do. No, me, I'm here. I can train computer packages, advanced, blah blah blah. See, I'd been doing that for some time, like for 8 months or so.
Thank God
so,
you have experience.
Yeah, so they look at me and the questions are, ulisoma lini na ukaanza kufanya kazi na ukakuwa na experience lini? So the two ladies who were there, they told me, uko na CV yako? Yeah, I was always equipped. My bag, remove my CV. I give them a very nicely done CV. CV ni mse wa IT. Sasa hizi vitu tunajua, tumegoogle pale.
Yes.
Umetengeza CV iko safi sana, mtu akiangalia perfect.
Yes.
Wakasema sawa, tutaangalia, tutakwambia.
Yes.
So as I was leaving the place, it was on 3rd floor. I felt deep inside me,
yes,
this is where I need to be. Like this was my next place, but I didn't know. It was just a feeling.
Yes.
So I left. After 2 days, I kept looking at my phone. Siku hiyo tu kukuaga na watu wengi wanakukall. The only person who will call you
is your mother.
Is my mom.
Yes.
Or my sister. My mom and my dad were sharing one phone.
Okay.
And then my sister or my aunt or 2 of my friends.
Yeah. So
you wouldn't get a random number. So I kept looking at my phone to see if any random number will call me and invite me for an interview. That was not happening.
Wait.
So day 1 after I'd left the CV, nothing. Day 2, nothing. I said, apana, I'm going back.
What?
I went back after 2 days. I met the 2 ladies again kwa reception. Because you see, they had just opened the school, but hawakuwa na student yet. So they were teaching counseling, and they introduced accounting and now computers. For computers, they didn't even have a single student. So I came back and I said, I'm here again, still looking for work. So they told me, so you were here 2 days ago and you left your CV and we told you if there is anything we'll call you. Why are you back here? I said, unajua pia mnaweza kuwa mlisahau. So niko na ingine. I went to my bag and I fished out another CV and nikawekelea juu.
Another one?
Yeah.
Okay.
So they told me, sawa tutachukua hii, but weenda, we will call you. So before I left the reception area,
yes,
a gentleman walks in. And the gentleman alikuwa na over here from the office. You know how these offices are done nowadays?
Yes.
It's not a wall,
yes,
a brick wall, but it's MDF board wall. So you could easily
hear,
like eavesdrop, and you will hear what other people are saying, even not necessarily speaking.
Yeah.
So alikuwa amesikia hiyo conversation, so he came. So I'm very small, short, slim there. And the guy comes and say, nimesikia kuna mtu anatafuta hapa kazi. So and he's overlooking me like he was slightly nimesikia ako wapi? Then the ladies na macho wanaangalia na ndo huyu hapa mwenye unauliza. So he's like, ni wewe? Wewe ulisoma siku gani? So and again I was used to that question.
Yeah.
So nikamwelezea mimi nimefanya hii na niko na hii experience na this is what I'm doing currently and I can be able to teach. That was the most important thing.
Yes.
And I even have a curriculum that I can be able to, from introduction to computer all the way mpaka huko internet ndio ilikuwaga the last one, because back then you will go to a cyber and you will pay like 15 shillings or 20 to read emails on strictly. Facebook, watu wawili watatu ndio walikuwa wamejoin Facebook, because Facebook became very popular in 2008. Ikienda kuisha 2009, of course it became a thing. So the guy said, okay, are you sure what you're talking about? I said, yeah. So give me that CV. So the ladies gave him, he went through and he was like, okay. So he tells me, he invites me to his office just next. I go sit down and he tells me, now, are you sure? Because we have a student who's coming today and we don't have a teacher. So are you sure what you're saying you can train? I said, yes. So he tells me, it was around midday, come at 4 p.m. exactly and I'll let you teach that student. And then I'll decide if I'll hire you or not. So he was the business development manager for that institution back then. Right now he is a senior manager at Total Energies.
Whoa.
So thanks to him for giving me that opportunity. Yes, and believing in me. So 4 p.m. as in the whole time from the minute I left there, mimi nilikuwa tu napitia notes zangu. Napitia tu notes. notes.
Preparing.
So 4 p.m. came, I went and I find an older, and let me say, and I would say around a lady about 50 years old.
What?
Yes, yeah, ndio anakuja kusoma.
Oh,
but that didn't shock me, because where I used to work,
yes,
or where I was still working before this opportunity, we were training wase wazai. It was an evening class most of the time, so I'd handled older people than me, and I knew vile inawapeleka.
Yes.
Hakuna mbio, hakuna pressure, pole pole tu mpaka understand.
Ailewe.
So I'd taught younger people, same as my age, middle, and even the older ones. I remember I had this old lady who was about 65, who was a Muindi, and she was my student. Yeah, so this was not new. So I did my 2 hours class, and as I said, is in the MDF wall. So the guy was just listening, asikie vitu ninasema. Na unajua introduction to computer, it's not practical.
It's
a
theory
class. So niko tu pale, what are computers, different devices of computers, how does a computer work, what is a software, what is a hardware, the whole thing mpaka hapa chini. Class ikaisha. So the lady left, so the guy called me. He told me, you did well, you know your thing, you had. So what you need to do, you need to look for more students. See, remember I had finished high school like 1 year ago.
Yes.
So this is the second year. So I know a lot of
people.
Guys we went to school with,
yes,
who've not done computer. So I started reaching out, Evo word went around, and eventually the class was full, and I was teaching like 5 different classes in a day, 2 hours. So to cut the long story short, I taught that institution for 1.5 years, and now when I was teaching there, I made some little money from what I was being paid, and I was still hustling, selling flash disk, and I was also repairing computers. And now I'd taught myself graphic design, so I'll design business card for people, posters, vitu kama hizo kidogo kidogo. Then graphic design was not super complicated as now, but again, we were using Corel Draw. So mse alikuwa anatumia Corel Draw, huyo alikuanga wembe. People will respect you in that space ya graphic designer.
Yes.
Now it has been made sophisticated, but again, it's been made
better with time. Yes.
Better. So I'll do all those things, I'll make money. So I said, it's time to go to school now and do this thing.
Okay.
Like seriously. So Mungu alali. JQuat opened a Nakuru branch. In Nakuru.
Yes.
Nakuru town campus.
Kabisa.
Kwanza house. Here I was. It's time to enroll for doing Bachelor of Science in Information Technology. So I'd saved some money. I paid for the first semester.
Yes.
Ninafundisha from 8 a.m. mpaka 5. 5 ninatoka. The building, it was just like 5 blocks away. Naenda kutoka Mache Plaza to Kwanza House. There are only, I think, Prestige Mall, Tamo, and I think Nacha, and one more.
Yes.
Then you're there. So it was 5 minutes I would walk.
Karibu tu.
I enrolled, did my evening classes the first semester. So when I was going to do the exam, sasa kunanga story ya part time. Nyinyi wote mnafanya same. So you have to either take leave or whatever. So I requested for 1 week leave to go sit for my exam. So I went, did my exam. So nikamaliza around, it was 2009 November, nikamaliza the first semester. So I went back, nikarudi. Kurudi, nikakuta nilireplacewa kwa kazi. Yep. So that's how I lost my first job.
Oh my God, what will you pay school with?
Exactly. So job imekatika, na ndio nimefanya tu semester moja, and I have a long way to go.
Oh my
God. Yep. So it was time to figure out what do I do next. It's November, end of November, and no job. The money that I had saved, I had paid school fees, so I was just there. So I had to think fast. So I started, I knew I had the skill.
Yes.
Mimi nafunza.
Yes.
Niko sawa. So I started shopping for another school that I can teach. Nikatafuta the whole of December, nikahangaika hii town, hakuna opportunity. I even got to a point, my mom advised me, si uende volunteer, so while you're there you can easily
Be employed.
Cause wakikuwa na vacancy yeah. Ndio wataconsider. So I went round and said sasa nilikuwa natafuta kazi but sasa juu hakuna, si I can come here volunteer. Shock on me. No one wants a volunteer.
Wololo.
Yeah, they are saying even we have enough volunteers. So in case anything comes up, we'll call you. So yeah, so I thought hii kazi ya kufunza I come through. So any other job that will come around, me I'll jump on that opportunity.
Any other job.
Because you see, remember, what I forgot to mention, so when I got the job at Serene, I moved out from that college. Because you see, he could no longer host me, and I'm not working in their place. I'm working in a different place.
True.
So I had to move, and that time when I moved back home kwetu. So I was supporting bills and everything. So we could changa and yeah. So now
you moved back to your
home. Sasa si uko situlihama tumeenda kukomboa na uko teachers. Sasa kwa ploti sasa tumeishi tu kwa ploti. Sasa tushakubali. Hapa ndo tuko live.
Hamtairudi kule.
So tunakubali tu tukasema ni life tuendelee, something else will work out. So now staying when I was working here I was staying at home. So I go back, tell my mom job and my sister and my dad job imeisha. So even though they encouraged me, keep looking for something, will definitely work out. So as I was trying to look for other options, in town I met some two gentlemen who are wearing branded t-shirts zimeandikwa Zuku TV. So hiyo ndio time Zuku imeland.
Kenya.
Ilikuwa Nairobi a bit, but sasa imeanza kuingia mashinani. So when I saw them, I asked them, hey, you guys, what are you doing? They gave me a flower. Kaniambia si tunauza internet na tunaweza kuuzia internet. Sio mtu ako na internet, again ni deep state.
Of course.
Lazima, you could not afford 3,000. The cheapest package was 3,000.
Where?
3,000 in 2009
was good money. Yes, was like 10K.
Yes, so internet was considered a luxury.
A luxury.
So I asked them, mi staki internet but mi nataka kujua naweza pata aje job huku kwenyu. Me anyway I will look at the opportunity. So kaniambia ofisi yetu iko place flani, Trade World Building. So mimi nikatafuta time nikaenda kwa ofisi yao. Same day, hakuna
kukojea.
Tumepatana nao karibu kwa ofisi yao.
Yes.
Nikasema pia mimi naweza jaribu. So I went there, I met a guy called Anil Hassan. He was the general manager. Wananchi was the one handling the Zuku brand, Zuku TV and Zuku Internet here in Kenya. So nikampata, nikamwambia mimi natafuta job. Akaniuliza what is your experience and what are your skill sets. So I told him I have done a bit of computer and I can say a bit of IT, and mimi natafuta kazi ya kukua. I had done a bit of networking, so and maintaining or what we call customer support. Unaona, senye internet iko downtime, ule mse mwenye unakola na kuambia zima router, washa sijui angalia wapi. So that is what I was looking for, or as an installer, wale wase upanda juu wana install internet, radio and configuration, all that. So he told me hiyo ndoto. Wewe uja qualify for that. So what we have for you ni kazi ya sales. Have you ever done sales?
No.
Nikamwambia not officially, but I've been selling flash disk. So if I've been selling flash disk, I don't think it's a different formula to sell in internet. Ziko mbali sana. Nikamwambia sawa, it's December around 22nd. Come on 5th January 2010 tutaongea. So 5th January 2010, I was really excited the whole time during Christmas.
Yes.
Waiting for January, I go try my luck. So I go there, true to his word, he gives me an opportunity. So this job, where the catch was, there is no retainer.
Where?
So you're just given an opportunity. If you sell, we will pay you. If you don't sell, you get zero. It was as simple and as straightforward as that. So there was no retainer. So nikasema, it's better than nothing than even staying at home. So let me try this. So I joined Wananchi, and as a salesperson, what we call sales commission staff. So nikaanza kuuza, najaribu, nahangaika hii town, saizo hata hauna do, hivyo.
Umechapwa na life.
Yeah, Mungu alali. I started getting sales.
Wow.
Nauza. The first month I made 6,600. The following month I made 9,000, and the third month I made about 15 going to 16,000. Na nikuuza tu internet. And remember, you're selling internet at 3,000, but they don't pay you the whole 3,000.
No.
They pay you a percentage of that. So before your 6,600 ijae, umeuza karibu ujiuze hii town. and not hiyo yenye mnafikiria, but basically like you've used every sweat and everything to have those sales they come through. So but this is the funny bit. We will get what we call a pay slip or a commission slip, but sikuwa ilipwa. So I left before they could pay me for January, February and March. So around April we started having issue because I told then the manager Miss Jalipo January, Jalipo February, Jalipo March. Nami nakuja hapa and I'm using fare. You get? And kwetu bado ni uko teachers. Unaona, it's far. Sometimes I didn't even have money and I would walk back home like a whole hour you walking. Unaona? Nasikia wako wameka ngalami, ilikuwa vumbi kweli kweli. Ukifika tao unakujipanguza pale, ukifika pale state house kishuka mat unajipanguza kwanza ndio ukae msame presentable. So nikamwambia hii haitaweza. So akaniambia just be patient, something will work out. So what really made me move from there, I came one Saturday and I was late with around 30 minutes. And so when I walked into the office, the boss called me and akanisomea sana, and he called me words, and I felt no, I can't take this. You guys have not paid me for 3 months, and
you're expecting me to be on time?
No, I'm not taking this. So the issue was I was late. So what the guy didn't want to find out, I was late. I was late simply because I'd walked from home all the way for an hour or so. Kukuja hapa na hamjanilipa. So I said enough is enough. I handed over the job card and I told him I ain't doing this. Hiyo mimi ndio niliacha. I ain't doing, I'm done, and off I went. Sina job. Well, sasa si pesa utakuja kufuata baadaye. So nakwambia utakuja, so nilifuata ilitoka. I will be honest, pesa ilitoka eventually because I meant to understand their process was a bit complicated, but eventually we were paid the money through the account.
I bet it was so sweet to eat iyo pesa.
Yes. So but again, what is interesting, when I was in Wananchi selling Zuku, I met a client uko Shabab, nikamuuzia net. Kumuuzia net akalipanga na check. So kulipa na check nikailetanga kwa ofisi, wakaniambia hapana, si atuchukuagi check, so what you do, you go bank that check. Wakaniambia, kanipea account number ya Wananchi, so nikaenda. So Wananchi was banking with Barclays Bank then. So I went, and that was my first time I walked into a Barclays banking hall.
Banking hall.
So well, I was
mebeba check.
Yes. Watu that time walikuwa wanakiwa, kuna hii QMS machine ati inakuita ticket number whatever as you seated. Unapanga laini, ilikuwa mlolongo. So while I was there, I just got curious. How do people get to work in such nice place?
So clean, so quiet.
So everyone looks so focused. It looks nice. They look like they earn a lot of money here. I would also want to work in such a space.
Wow.
Nikasema nikifikiwa naenda kuuliza hiyo swali. So nikafika kwa cashier, nikampea kabanga, kanipe receipt. Before I left, I asked, boss, by the way, mtu akitaka ku work place kama hii anafanyanga aje? The guy told me una apply to, and then kwa to the HR unatuma tu CV yako, cover letter, and then you just wait. Utakoliwa. But kuna jobs za sales. Bank had introduced what we call the sales role, whereby they will chase for numbers. Competition sasa imekuwa kali. Equity imeingia kwa market, inakimbiza the likes of Barclays, Stanchart na KCB na Pop. So everyone is out there, wants to guard their customers and want to grow more to their basket, to grow their revenue basket. So most bank then walikuwa introduce mass recruitment ya sales people. So akaniambia, talk to that lady, atakuguide. That is an easier way of getting to the bank. So I went to a desk hapo tu kando. I introduced myself to the lady, nikamwambia nimetumwa na ule jamaa pale, kaniambia wewe unaweza ni advise vile naweza pata wera hapa. So nikamwambia, kaniambia unaweza pata rahisi ni kazi ya sales, but sio rahisi na pia sio ngumu. Juu sisi tunafanya. So pia wewe unaweza ukafanya. Sikamwambia, now what do I do? Okay, saizi hakuna opportunity, give me your number. When opportunities come, nita reach out. Story ended, we exchanged numbers, and that was it. So that had happened in Feb. So and I'd continued working in Wananchi as a fast forward.
Yes.
So nimeacha job.
Yes.
Nimekuwa jobless.
Yes.
And April. So Easter is here. So what I was doing uko home kwetu sikuwa na stay kwa ploti, but at least that was better. Ilikuwa ni self-contained 2-bedroom. So I had started doing some small things. I had bought a computer and I had 3. Zilikuwa kwa sitting nimezieka hapo. So I would train neighbors.
Oh.
Mimi nikitoka kufunza usiku anakuja kwetu saa news, mimi ninawafunza computer, then they pay me $1,000 each. Unaona kwa plot.
Yes.
Si mahao ni mob. So that is all. So Easter my cousin tulikuwa na family gathering, they came to our place. So vile walika mingi home, wanaona saa moja watu mraia tu inaingia kwa nyumba na saseni na wanakaa na wanashinda huko ni wapi. So I told them don't worry, those are my students and we have a class. So kafunza ikamaliza. So my aunt who comes from Gatondo akaniuliza, na by the way kama unafunza hii huko kwetu, I think this will work pretty well. A cyber, just go think, open a cyber, and on the side you're training people. Huko ni ocha watu wana mambo mob, this will work. I said, oh, this is a brilliant idea. I have 3 computers here and no job is coming through, so what do I do? So I said that is something I'll put into advisement. So 2 weeks later I traveled to Gatondo for the first time. I'd never been there. So I looked at the place and I loved the place. And I was like, nikazunguka nikaona cyber mbili peke yake. So there was no harm being the third one.
Exactly.
So let me go try my luck. So remember, I had learned everything I needed to learn to know how to run.
Yes, a cyber.
A small school, hivyo ndio mimi nilikuwa tunaita.
Yes.
Not a cyber per se. Mimi nilikuwa najua the back of my mind.
Yes.
Mimi naenda kufungua
Shule.
training college.
Yes.
Huko. Siko ni mashamba, kuna mambo mingi.
Big
Hii kitu itawaka. So I went. Nika shop, nikaona itaweza. I came back and told my parents, we need to raise some small money so that I go start something there. So I have another friend of mine anaitwa Kigs. We grew up with, still very tight. He had a computer. Help ilikuwa imecome through, yeye alikuwa KU. Help imecome through. Sasa amenunua laptop, ameachana na desktop akanijenga. Si niko na computer ngapi? Nishashare na dream. Ninataka kwenda kufungua. So pia ameniambia mimi nitakuwa partner kwa hii business. Ile itakubali. Mimi ni partner. So anyway, so I bought a few plastic chairs zile za sotano. I had bought kitambo kidogo nikiwa nafunza some 2 small office desks zile zenye zinatokana, the important ones. So it was very easy and set them in the sitting room. That is what I used to train my students hapa kwa ploti kama side hustle.
Yes.
So I knew I had what I needed to go start a business that side. So the only thing was missing in the equation is money ya kumove kutoka hapa Nakuru niende huko nitafute how wenye iko kwa tao ni set up my cyber stroke computer school nianze. So April ikaisha, May, then around May kienda kuisha, we were able to pull some kitty and got some money. So I moved.
Yes.
And again nimeland wapi? Gatondo town.
Yes.
I started looking for a place.
Ya kuishi ama ya
Auntie yangu alikuwa ananitafutia.
All right.
Ya place ya biz. But before apate si kupata hao ilikuwa easy. So I got hao hapo tukaribu na tao, nikeka vitu zangu ma computer, hizo desk nilikuwa nimezifungua, so ikai a lot of stuff.
Yes.
And I started life there. So the whole of May I didn't do anything because I was trying to look for a place to set biz. So what I used to do, wake up and wear my nice shirt, tie and trouser. And nilikuwa ngambaka na printer na print my flyers. Coming soon. Computer college training, nazilist hapo vizuri kabisa and my number.
Yes.
And then I will go town napea waseta kuna place ina come location tunawaambia you get. So I will do this every single day, and then at some point I got a space karibu tu na town. Iko kwa gorofa, ilikuwa first floor.
Mungu ni nani?
So and that was what was to be. Hiyo nilikuwa naitanga Data Links Institute of Technology.
Hiyo jina imeenda shule.
Niko mpaka na hiyo flyer mtaani. Nikienda at my mama's place ni chokore 1 2 3 nitapata ako ka flyer kamoja. So data link cause ile ingine nilikuwa nimeibia jina tu kidogo. Ile ingine nilikuwa funza ilikuwa Data Science Institute of Science and Technology huko, so data link, so making sense.
Yeah.
Anyway, kufikiria sikio kidogo ilikuwa creativity inafika mahali inakataa. So anyway, I started doing that. So nikaanza hivyo. When I got the place, nikaenda nika set up machine zangu 3 and nikaanza kutafuta student. Sasa tumeingia June. Nikizunguka hivyo nikapata student wa kwanza. Ka-enroll. Tukapata rent. Nikazunguka bado unafunza, nikimwacha nimemdunga assignment kwa class, mimi naingia cause where the school was not very far. Gatondo is okay, size ni kubwa, but then it was pretty small cause it's 2010. So hivyo nikazunguka nikapata wa pili na watatu walikuwa accounting packages. Walikuwa nasoma computer accounting, QuickBooks, Sage na Pastel by then. I don't know if now it has changed, but I don't think it has changed, it's only improved. So nilikuwa na wafunza mimi peke yangu. And I was very optimistic. Hii imekubali. Hii imekubali, ndio hiyo. So nikiendelea I get a call. A number that sija save. Nika receive, it's a lady on the other side. Hi, am I speaking to so and so? Nikamwambia yes. Akajiintroduce. Mimi ni so and so mwenye ulinipatanga backless time fulani. Tuko na opportunity. Would you be interested? I'm like, are you really? Of course sikumwambia, but in myself, are you been for venye tu kameanza kushika ndio mnaanza kunipea distraction. I was like, yeah, of course the opportunity, nani hataki kuwork in a big bank, an international bank for that matter. So I told her yes. Akaniambia sawa, fanya aje, tunachukua CV hii wiki and then next week people will be called for an interview, so bring your CV. So mimi hata sijamwambia ati niko Gatondo, anajua tu mimi niko area. So after that call, I call my sister, niaje, yeah, this is the new development, what do you think? My sister says, hey, this one we jaribu, nothing to lose. So you come tomorrow, siniko Gatondo, it's around midday, come tomorrow and then you can bring your CV. So she sends me 1k my transport. So I tell my student, sasa hii weekend yetu inaanza mapema. Friday sitaki kuona hapa, patane Monday. Simia najua ninarudi Nakuru. So class inaisha, mimi napanda mat njia mstuni, ndio mimi Nakuru usiku. The following day I go, I call the lady, CV napeleka wapi? Akaniambia, took my CV and that was it. So kambio, we will reach out. Story kaisha Monday, back to Gatondo, life yangu ikaendelea. I waited for a week. Unajua vile unakuaga hopeful, nothing was coming, kasema cha mimi niendelee anyway, hata hustle inakubali hapa. Tukaendelea, but student wajiongezeka, tuko watatu na mwezi inaenda kuisha na wanafaa wasome for 2 months. So that means at some point I will not have any single student. So June kaisha, July kuingia hivi, early July, another call, a number I don't know. Hello, am I speaking to George Muturi? Yes. I'm calling from Barclays Bank and I'm pleased to inform you that you've been shortlisted for an interview which you're supposed to attend tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. Tomorrow na niko Gatondo. Again, simu katika, call my sis, niaje, ni kama hii inajipa, nimeitwa interview, what do you think? Enda jaribu. She sends me fare again. She is a teacher. She was a teacher, she is still a teacher. So akanitumia, I came again usiku, nimefika Nakuru. Then the following day 8:30 a.m. nikaenda penye niliambiwa interview iko. I've never seen so many people in my life looking for a job. We were more than 200 plus. And I think they wanted 50. Nimekwambia they are recruiting mass for mass sales team. So nikakuja, nimefika 8:30, nikangoja. I was interviewed around 3 p.m. So I was interviewed, I was asked, have you ever done a sales role, or rather have you been a salesperson before? So I said, using again ile skill yangu ya kuuza flash disk nini kidogo, nika introduce ile ya Zuku. So niko sawa, I'm not badly off. I could be able to like express myself well and I could be able to impress. So they gave me a bottle of water. They told me, niuzie hii. So hizo sales skills tumeshapen kidogo. Because you know hata uko Gatondo hiyo kutafuta student hiyo ni kujiuza. Because already there were other 2 places people were teaching, but I have to convince them to come to ours. So anyway, I think I did well. And they told me, we will get back to you again. So I waited, nothing was coming through. Then nikarudi wapi?
Gatondo bus.
tunaendelea. Student ni wangapi?
Watatu.
Hawaongezeki na tunaenda kumaliza 2 months. So anyway, at some point before July ishe, I got now a text. We are pleased to inform you that you are successful in your interview and we will be able to give you more information and when you can attend a training, because before you join a bank, any bank, you need to undergo vigorous training. They train you on different things, on different, because again, a bank is a very sensitive place, so lazima utrainiwe vizuri. And again, I was very much excited and hopeful, and I knew now sasa hii imekubali. Fast forward, we were invited for an interview. Not an interview, we were invited for the 2 weeks training. I came back here in Nakuru and nikaachia kazini yangu.
Ile biashara.
Alikuwa amefanya IT, nikamwambia wewe fanya aje? Wacha tujaribu huko miezi 2.
Mwenye alisemanga ni partner.
No, that was a friend. Now my cousin, my aunt who stays that side. So mimi nikakuja Nakuru September 16th. My contract, I can never forget. That was my first ever job in a make sense. I signed my contract on 16th September 2010. And my stasema hiyo number ni confidential, my staff number. Anyway, so that's how my journey started. So I joined the bank. I worked as a sales commission staff for 5 years. I did well. I made money, I will say, because again, that is a blank check bidi yako. Ndio vile unaingiza, but at least the bank has a retainer, si kama Zuku. At least even if you don't sell anything, bado
you're going home with something,
kitu itaingia kwa account. So we did pretty well, or
and
rather
at this time, well. Are you still the one supporting your parents?
Yeah. Sasa hizi hata things have become a little bit easier. And because of course here I was making something that is substantial. So now 2010 sasa si nimerudi sasa na nikaanza I was working in the bank but I was staying home. So 2010 I stayed at home. 2011 nikaanza kuwa bit stable, so I moved to my own small bed sitter and that's where I started. Maisha ikaanza hapo. And I knew what was clear in my mind. I needed to change my life and the life of our family. So
is that what kept you going?
Yeah, that is what kept me going.
Your family.
And an opportunity had been presented right in front of me.
But I choose to differ. I don't think it was put before you. You weren't looking for it.
Yeah, maybe you can say I saw an opportunity and I grabbed an opportunity. And I knew this opportunity will really help to get me where I want. So I went back to school because I was making money. So I will attend evening classes, and I graduated in 2013, Bachelor of Science in Information Technology.
Back up kidogo. Ile hajaikuwa tulimalizanga.
Sasa si ndio hii nimerudi
kwa bank. Ndio umerudi?
Sasa si kutoka November 2009 sikusoma, sina pesa. Sasa ndio nimerudi bank sana, making kidogo. Gone back to school, vumilia 2013 December. Like I think 3 years or 4 years later, that's when I'm graduating. So so supporting my family, things are starting to look up, and we're very hopeful they can even get better. And so I did 5 years as sales staff, and then mambo ikakuwa nzuri. I was promoted to a sales manager, and I was taking care of Naivasha branch and Narok branch, the sales team, not the branch manager. Sales manager and tofauti na branch manager. Me, I was in charge of the sales team, the people taking care of the sales in that particular branch. So I did that role for 1.5 years. Those guys did wonders. I was even that year I was the top sales manager in the country. So courtesy of the 2 teams, Naivasha and Narok. Through that performance, another opportunity came, and I was promoted, and now I became a permanent staff wa bank sasa.
After how long?
After now was 6.5 years later. I became a fully permanent staff of the bank.
Na inakuja na kamshahara kameongezeka?
Iko tu sawa. Hiyo iko tu sawa.
Sasa we are balling.
The sales people, of course the sales people will make crazy money.
Of course.
As in guys, we know of guys will make wacha nisitaje, we are told to be confident, but people will make good money, 500, 700k in a month, mwezi moja tu.
Sales tu.
Anauza tu, unalipo mpaka hata kushinda branch manager na regional manager. But of course now you see kila mwezi. But now for the permanent role, it had a lot of benefits. You could access loans, you could access, the salary was better, you could get pension. It was good, and I think I also needed some growth of some way. So after 6.5 years, I was promoted and I was brought back. Guess where is my workstation? Nakuru.
Back home.
Yes, and unaona ile desk nilizanga huyo dem watu upata kazi wapi? That was my workstation for 4.5 years until I resigned.
No.
I kid you not. I kid you not.
So when you were working there, did anybody like you come asking for a job?
A lot of them, and I would tell them my story.
Wow.
I would share with them. People will come and say, "I mean, after internship, banks don't give internship at the branch level.
Yeah.
It's through HR at what we call back office roles. But for branch, because of the sensitivity of the clients and confidentiality of information.
Yes.
As I said, you really need to be well trained before you can be allowed in that space.
In the bank.
You get.
Yes.
So I would just share my story and tell them, I would encourage them. Some will get lucky, some will not.
Yes.
But that became my workstation until I resigned in November 2021 to go and do my own thing.
Koja. Biashara inafanya vizuri, inalipa. I'm sure hata umeanza tumiradi hapa na pale, umebai kashamba, hata maybe una drive kagari. Now what would make you want to resign surely?
For me is I got to that point where I felt the better part of my years, of my youthful years, I spent working for someone else, and before I fully exhaust my energy, I need to start building my own thing.
Wow.
So around 2013, immediately nili graduate.
Yeah.
So I had some time, nili feel bado niko na time now, siendi class tena. So what can I do? I tried a couple of businesses which failed miserably, like 2 or 3. Then one day I had this brilliant idea. That is a whole new story for another day. But I started a small hustle to provide what we call public address services, PA services, when I was still in the bank. So that was a side hustle, Saturday, Sunday, hapo ndo nanipata. So from 2013. So Ivo.
Basi ukikuja kuresign, ulikuwa umeona hii side hustle iko sawa?
Of course I knew where I was going.
Yes.
And you should not just resign simply because you feel you don't want to be somewhere. You need to figure out and understand how you're going to take care of your business. Because when you resign from a paycheck, your life should not change. Where you are staying, you should continue to stay there.
Yes.
You get?
Yes.
As in, like, life yako inafaa tu ibaki
to the same.
Usi struggle.
Yes.
So for me, I knew I'll be able to survive out here. And if not, I'll not only survive, but I'll make it big out here. So the business has grown by the time I was resigning, and it needed more of my attention. So, and I felt we've been losing on a few opportunities simply because I was not there 100%. So I needed to be there, put my energy, my mind, and everything.
Yes. Hapo.
Because sometimes uko setup, boss anakukola na kuuliza, so aliwezi kosa kushika.
Utashika tu.
Unaona, unapea ile priority kushinda yako. So no, I felt it was time I give my own thing priority. So yeah, so we grew leaps and bounds, and we built a business, and that is what has been sustaining me. He's
so humble. He's one of the biggest sound supplier in Nakuru currently, and not only in Nakuru.
Yes. For us, we say you need our services. We bring you at the comfort of wherever we are.
Wherever.
Yeah.
Hata kama niko Nairobi.
We've done enough events in Nairobi, Mombasa, Kakamega. We've done Samburu. We've done Maralal. We've been all over the space, and it's been an exciting journey with a lot of lessons to be learned, with a lot of wins, and the space is big. It's a multi, if I might put it, it's a multi-billion industry, and people are making it in the space, in the events and entertainment space. There is money if you know what you're doing and you go for it. It's a business that is actually rivaling the tech space, because the other rich guys are in the tech space.
From
that, the second tier of the richest people, the wealthiest, let me not use rich, but wealthy people are in the entertainment industry, the likes of Diamond, the likes of those big names. And entertainment is vast. It could be as an artist, that is talent, or as someone supporting the industry, like what we do. For us, we do what we call equipment rental. So we provide equipment, events equipment. Uko na show yako, uko na concert, so we are your go-to guys. We give you the stage, we give you the screens, we give you the lighting. We provide everything for you. You just come piga show yako and you leave the rest to us. So that is what we do. And that industry is so big that we even have the likes of Homeboys who've been there in the space since 1992. They've built a multi-million business out of this space, and they're even listed in the Nairobi Security Exchange. So this space is big.
What?
Yeah, you know, wase wengi hawa understand. I'm saying niko events, they feel like you don't have something better.
Ama niku plan birthday party.
You get. So people see when you tell them you run an equipment rental company, or what we call nowadays audiovisual services solution. People wanaona speaker mbili umebeba na una mix hapo, but I will kid you not. People are making money in this space. We have DJs who are paid 250 Gs playing 3 hours a night. We have MCs who are paid 100K just hosting an event or moderating an event for an hour or so. We have event companies that are paid millions of shillings to just do what they do within 2 days. Like even when the biggest event that has ever happened in Kenya was when Obama came in August, I think 2016 or 2017. So More Sound did that event. Yeah. So you can try imagine how much they earned for that day. So there's money in the space, and people are making it big, so long as you understand how the dynamics of the space and you understand the future, then you're good to go.
It's good you've told us the bigger picture, but I think it's also you tell them the truth that huanzangi na hiyo 100K. Hata wewe kuanza na speaker 30. Ulianza na moja, right? But what exactly pulled you to that event space?
For me, it is past experience, and past experience in terms of I was looking at a business that I would start that will not need me to monitor. You get, because the previous business I've had ventured into, they had failed simply because I was not there. They need the owner or the business owner
to
close monitoring. And remember, I was employed, and my employer was my priority then. So I needed something that will not require me to be there all the time. And this opportunity presented that then. Cause msee akiniambia George, nataka unilete speaker mbili nini, niko na event ya wasee, so mimi ndiye ananitumia do, mimi natuma vijana wanaenda wanafanya. You get, so it was straightforward.
You could do it
then,
from wherever.
right now you can't do it because we deal with so many things. The clients are sensitive, the scope is big, so it cannot, but then that would work. So that gave me an easier route. Then I was not paying like an office space, because you know this is mobile. Ni simu tu, niaje mimi nafanyanga ABCD, nitakuita niko na harusi. Ukisikia kuna committee ya harusi, unaenda unajitetea, wanakupea wewe. Unaona, so it was easier running that way. So it worked for me and for that particular time. And that's why I think the business did well.
Are you a Christian? Are you a believer of Jesus Christ? And if so, how has faith contributed in your growth in your business?
For me, I would say yes. I'm a believer. I've been brought up in church. I believe, not because I was brought up in church, I believe in a supreme being God. And I think he's guided me all through, and he's always led me to the right path. And the right path doesn't necessarily mean there are no challenges. Because you get sometimes, if you want to go where you want, utapata kuna milima, kuna mabonde, but that doesn't mean that is not the right, simply because there are obstacles and challenges. So you just need to overcome and keep going until you get where you're going. So so for me, I believe God has really guided me in every decision I've always made. It has always worked out. And nikirudi, you know, sometimes we think si tuna understand mambo sana. Hiyo idea vile nilipata sasa imekubali, but when you sit down and you just look at how things have happened, you get to understand it's not you. It was God speaking to you and guiding you. So if you're conscious enough to listen, then you will get it right.
Amen.
So it's never us, because again success ikikam tuna chest thumb, mimi ni mnoma na vitu kama hizo, but ni God wanga guide mse.
Indeed.
Yes.
So there's somebody there also supports. And how are your parents so far?
They are okay. Now we have our own place where we call home. Tulijenga nakanga mtaani iko fiti, and we don't even miss what we had
the previous
before
place.
Is home. We love it. We love it what we have here. And for us every single day is better than how it was yesterday. And we're just thankful. Anytime I go home and tunapiganga story, I go home every Sunday afternoon just to see my parents, where I stay and where they stay ni karibu. And we remind ourselves not to forget where we've come from, the journey that we've gone through and how we've gotten here. And we believe this is not just this is not the destiny.
The end, yes.
We still
have a long way to go.
A long way to go.
Now, mmeniambia uko karibu kutoka kwa youth department. Kuna vile umechagua, uko na familia ama bado unaomba Mungu akuelekeze? Hallelujah.
So for me, I've concentrated or what I've done, I concentrated on building a business, and at the right time it will happen.
God will do it.
Yeah.
Amen. Thank you so much for being with us. Tumeshukuru sana. But kabla uende, ninajua si biashara tu moja uko nayo. Uko na zingine zenye unapiga huku Tao, huku Nakuru, and maybe you'd want to give them a shout out.
Yes. I also run another company, or there are two companies. I run a company called MG Marketing. MG Marketing is a digital marketing agency where we help our clients to grow their social media platforms, and through that we are able to help them convert their audience into customers, and in turn they are able to grow their revenue and grow their business.
That is very important.
Because again, in today's world, everything has moved into the digital space. So we help our clients meet with their customers at that digital space.
The second one?
The other one, the recently newborn baby is MG Innovation Hub, or what we call MG iHub. So MG Innovation Hub is more of what we call a social enterprise. We don't consider it a business per se, because what we do at MG is an ICT and innovation hub, and we empower the society through pushing the digital or the digital agenda, whereby we feel as youth and women in our society, if they get the right skill sets in the digital space, they will be able to be employed or they can self-employ.
Exactly.
So in our center we do what we call trainings, skills development and mentorship. So, and also we do incubation of ideas. Someone who has a business idea, they come, we walk the journey with them, we help them understand and broaden the idea until it's something that can grow into a business. We prepare them to what we call to be investor ready, and if the idea is making sense, someone can invest in the idea and they can launch their business and go make their living. So that is what we do in that space. Other than that, we also have a creative space for creatives. So podcasters, YouTubers, we've provided a nice space for them with cameras, technical support, and they can be able to do their thing from there. And we don't charge. So we just want to make our society a better place. And we, as an institution, we are doing what we can just to make our society better in our own small way.
Amazing, amazing. Woo! We are so happy to have such a human being living among us who is willing to look at us and help us in whatever we are going through and help us to be better. So asante sana. And God bless you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for watching this episode of your weekly dose of hope. Asante sana, na tumai kuwa your heart has been filled with hope to know that you can do it, and don't wait for opportunity to find you. Please go look for it, because it's out there now. Unless you knock, the door will never be opened. Asante sana to Egemeo Studios for hosting us, and also thank you to Jimmy J Barbers for doing my makeup and my hair. Amazing. Thank you so much. God bless you. Until next time, Mungu akubariki.
Thank you.